yes, he should apologize. 11 said no. Right?
Yep.
So 8
Absolutely
said
correct.
yes, he should apologize. 11 said no. What was a little confusing in what you read, though, Richard, was the fact that something was said to Ms. Mohit, allegedly said to Ms. Mohit, outside of the parliament. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Can that form part of a privileges thing? I'm not sure. Paul?
It was the subject. It was the subject, and in that article, later on in the article, they approached that point, Wendell.
Yeah.
And their argument is that once it's in the precincts of Parliament, that it qualifies. But that's an argument.
A situation where something was said to an independent senator by another parliamentarian in a threatening manner within the precincts of the parliament. It was brought up for possible privileges action.
Okay.
The person apologized.
So it qualifies.
Once it happens within the precincts of the parliament, it happens in parliament. Okay.
So things in the tea room too could also come as privileges?
Yeah, you can't cuss away people in the tea room and pelt teacup up and doing your mad.
You can stand up on a tea table and whine and make bacchanal.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Or even in the courtyard.
Damn.
It's all that's
always on it. Yeah, Wendell, damn, always wanted to do that.
I know.
But we do that. We used to do that upstairs in the breakfast tea room.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but that's no parliamentary chamber.
As a matter of fact, it's quite unparliamentary from what I remember.
All you'll get is pictures.
I have plenty of pictures of you in your studio.
But now we are live on YouTube, and we are streaming on YouTube, and of course, the link. Where's the link?
It's I'm checking right now, actually.
Because we can send you the link. This is when you can join us and have a conversation with us. This hour on Friday is devoted to you, our listeners, joining us so we can see you, and you can talk with us via the Zoom.
Once again, if you want to access it, turn off your original sound source.
Yes.
If you are accessing this Zoom feed and want to be a part of the on-air, please turn off your original sound source so we don't get the disturbances for the rest of the audience, because it's quite distracting. Richard Robinson is logging on now.
I think it's only when Leanne thus far has had that challenge.
Richard, I like that t-shirt.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't tell. Because I've never... Am I the only person who's never really looked at that?
I have never looked at it.
I've tried and I'm not a fan.
I've tried as well. I'm not a fan.
Well, 25% of the Power Breakfast show has listened to it. This was actually a gift from one of our listeners who was a Game of Thrones fan and realized that I'm a Game of Thrones fan. They sent me sporadic gifts. Not only this, they sent me a goblet with the dragons and stuff emblazoned around the goblet. Very, very interesting. A very wonderful gift. Whoever that person is, thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
So you don't know who it is? Because I
have no clue.
You've said this before.
Yeah, I have no clue who it is. But I just wanted to tell them. I don't know, but I just wanted to tell them thank you very much for the Game of Thrones gift.
Have you ever looked under the collar of that jersey or in the goblet to see if there's a tracking device? You may be very well being stalked, you know.
Track me, I don't mind. But thank you very much for the gifts. And
Wendell, you
I'm just putting
yesterday.
I'm just putting it out there. I need an S22 Ultra.
Attention to something that happened yesterday.
What is that Paul is saying there?
When we were interviewing Minister Dayal Singh, and I told Minister Dayal Singh I'll be coming from the cold quickly, and he said, "But you're a fine male specimen. You should see Ragoobarsingh face." Ragoobarsingh's face and Mr. Dayal. What is Ragoobarsingh?
The question begs, how does Minister Dayal Singh know that?
You know, and Minister Dayal Singh yesterday.
How quickly I recovered from the flu, Wendell.
What?
But he is my MP. And I mean by MP, I mean Member of Parliament. I'm going to just clarify for you.
So all your MPs know that you're a fine male specimen?
I only have one MP.
All right.
Joseph constituency.
He did ask me again last time about Empress's A, and I had to tell him she had a hematoma. That's why one A is down.
Richard Robinson, you're logged on. Good morning.
KT, morning.
That's KT.
KT, you're muted.
That's KT. Okay. And where's the camera?
He's muted and his camera is off.
Where's your camera? Your
Katie,
camera
I
must
don't
be
know
on.
the camera.
Yeah, I'm driving. Morning, everyone.
Oh, you look
Katie,
like
Morning,
what's wrong with
Katie.
you? You're driving around with a football in front of you?
Oh, jeez, Adi.
Oh,
You look like
Lord.
you could be Steve Khan, brother.
No, that is for Steve. That is for Steve, not me.
Listen, I'm sure Katie had doubles already for the morning.
Do you find you look like Steve
Nope,
Khan?
on my way there.
Oh, he's on his way for his doubles.
Uh,
How you going, Katie?
I am fine. Just finding it hard to find you guys online these days. I mean, it seems that the app isn't working, and just trying to see what's the best way I could get you while I'm driving.
But the app
Right.
worked for me yesterday, so I don't understand. What kind of device you're on?
I'm on Android, but
That could be the
I
problem.
loaded I loaded the app. I reinstalled it. It still isn't working. So
Because I'm on iOS and it works great for me. So
Yeah,
so I went to
tried-
the YouTube. I logged on to the YouTube live, and then I saw this link to join the Zoom.
Oh,
Right.
very good.
I'm not
Good morning to
getting
Miss
on the
Ingrid
app.
out in Tucson, Arizona, that's watching us as well this morning.
Good morning,
morning,
Ingrid.
So
Morning,
Katie, what do you want to talk about this morning? What bothering you in this country?
A whole host of things, but I guess right now, I mean, it's more, I'm more focused on I have a kid that's doing exams with the CAPE. So, I'm more, looking at that, how that is progressing, and, hearing all of the stories, sometimes some of the parents, for example, who kids have gotten quarantine orders, the household has gotten quarantine orders, and, and the poor kids who have been preparing for CAPE and CSEC and got pushed back. And then if the household gets a quarantine order that the kid is not really at fault at, they still can't come and do the exam, and they have to push it back for a year. And that is creating, I think, a lot of this stress and distress, I think, for some families, in the country, and I think maybe in the Caribbean. But we don't have a real solution for how to deal with that, because what you're going to have now is that a whole set of people are going to be postponed to write the exam next year, and that's going to affect all their the future plans and
Which
stuff
is
and things like that.
distressing for parents because you can't plan ahead.
Correct. Well, distressing for parents and the children, because remember, some of these, children, they have to apply for universities, etc., way in advance now.
Yeah.
So unless you have your results, or when you're going to get your results by, it's very hard for them to make a decision what they're going to do for the next year.
Very
Is that
disconcerting.
Senator Wade Mark logging on there? Somebody looks very much like Wade Mark logging on.
It is not Wade Mark.
It is not Wade Mark.
Wow. That person needs to be
you
careful. He's a dead ringer for Wade Mark.
know.
He's not getting audio though.
He's connecting to audio.
He's been trying to connect for a while.
Yeah.
So of course, if you are watching us on YouTube or if you're listening to us, you can join us on YouTube. We devote this hour on a Friday to be interactive with our listening audience visually. So you can go to YouTube link, the YouTube link for Power Breakfast, the Power Breakfast show on Power 102, and you will see the Zoom link and you can enter the Zoom link.
I think Guy is connected. Now, good morning, Guy.
Good morning, gentlemen. How is everyone?
Guys, small morning. How are you?
I've been waiting a couple of weeks, well, to do this with you all.
What
Oh,
part, of the,
seriously?
what part of the globe are you?
I'm in Brooklyn right now, but I'm from Far Rockaway.
Because I'm looking in the background.
this
It's
big guy.
not looking like Trinidad background at all.
Yeah.
This
So
big
you're a
guy.
big guy from Far Rockaway.
Yes, behind the airport.
Yeah, I said
Anyhow,
that in the back
so
there,
wait,
them license
you're-
plates are looking like local license plates at all.
So are you
Huh?
you seen license plate in the back there, boy, Paul? You're good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What
you're
is
fine
it?
male specimen in true.
I'm very,
This
I'm
is
very,
East 40th Street in Brooklyn.
yeah, I'm very
Yep.
observant, Wendell.
And this morning we had like a quarter mile vision. Was a lot of fog. It's still a lot of fog. It's very foggy. And from Far Rockaway you could barely see a quarter mile away from you.
Ah.
You
I
know?
think
You're a
the weather is
big
finally
guy.
stabilized.
So wait, you're a big guy, but your name is Guy Small.
Correct.
Oh, isn't that something? I like that.
Wendell,
So
he's
sometimes
like
they call
you.
me. Sometimes they call me small guy.
Small guy.
Oh, my
Don't
goodness.
call that too, but
He's like Wendell. They call him Guy Small.
Okay, all right. But we are having a long weekend like you guys also this weekend. And I called to wish you all. What is the holiday on Monday? What holiday you all having on Monday?
Indian Arrival Day.
Indian Arrival Day. Yeah.
Well, this is our unofficial start of summer Memorial Weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
so
a
the
big
people started
sale
going
weekend.
crazy since yesterday, especially in Brooklyn. They're barbecuing on the sidewalk. They have their tents up, and it's a crazy weekend. But out in Far Rockaway is a bit more quiet, you know. So,
Guy, what do you think
but
about
you all have a beautiful weekend. Huh?
wait, what do you think about the gun laws in the US and what happened in Texas? Because you live there, so you have to live with it.
Oh, well, right. I have one of the things I'm thinking of is the age to purchase a gun. I am thinking 24. That's where I'm going at, 24. Okay, not 21. 21 is
And
still
what
too
about
young for me. But
ability to purchase assault rifles and stuff like that?
they should do something about it. Ban it. I am on the side against it. I'm totally against it. You know, it's so easy to buy a weapon in this country. It's too easy. You know, but one of the things you all spoke about entering the school. I used to work at buildings, and we used to do inspections in Brooklyn in the schools, all over the 5 boroughs. And some of the schools, they're very difficult to get into. You have to knock on the door. They come and they look at the camera, and they look at you. Of course, when they open the door, you have access because you could have something on you and then take it out as they open the door. They don't really scan you or anything like that. But most of the schools in Brooklyn, you can't just walk in like that. You have to bring a bell, and they come and look through something or look at something before they open.
Schools. That's even public schools.
Yeah, public schools. I used to do inspections for buildings, and you know that's where you could it's difficult to gain access, but you can gain access. You know, and I find what happened in Texas there, it was too easy to walk in. Maybe they thought in that area is rural, that wouldn't happen. You know, but it's a terrible epidemic up here, and the government has to do something. Well, the problem is the NRA. They are very powerful, it seems like.
Apparently, I was thinking that last
It's very, very powerful lobby.
because they have a convention on this weekend.
Yes. You know, so and then this thing on this Second Amendment, you know, I don't know. But let's hope something changes. Okay, gentlemen.
All right, big guy.
All right, big guy. Have a great holiday
weekend, everybody.
Yes,
Okay,
you too,
bye.
man.
Nice seeing you.
All right, bye.
Putting a face
All right, big
to
guy.
the voice.
All right, of
Same
course.
here, I enjoy it. Yes. All right.
Good. Of course, our link to join our Zoom this morning is on YouTube. You can check it out. It's right there. And you can join in just like
Big Guy and Katie.
I did. Good morning,
And
Karen
Katie.
Bernard. Locked on.
Ingrid Adams in Brooklyn. Good morning to you.
Carol Guevara is also locked in.
Riri. Good morning, guys, and happy Friday.
Great
understand
document in Westmount Beach, you know, when I went there.
I understand the right to bear arms at one level, but I don't understand the ability of anybody to get an assault rifle. That is confused. What is the reason for that? What is that? You're going to defend your country against an invasion? In that case, we have the National Guard so everybody should have an assault rifle.
Yeah. Doreen Pierre, good morning.
Because a large pastime in the US is hunting. Fathers teach their sons to hunt and thing, but you need an assault rifle for that too?
No, you don't.
Well, because it's so easy to get. You might as well get it. I think that's the impression I get. You might as well get all the arms.
But there's no screening necessary to get an assault rifle.
And they showed the list of all those shootings. Almost all are with AR-15s. Almost all.
All right. Gloria Panton, good morning. Doreen Pierre, good morning. Anne-Marie Watson, good morning, guys. Still in bed. You having a shame?
That's Miss Maloney.
Keith Clark, good morning.
So come on, guys, you can join the Zoom. You don't have to be intimidated.
Keith Clark. Hey, morning, Keith Clark.
Yeah, you don't have to be intimidated. I know it can be intimidating, having to speak to Paul and Wendell and Steve. but I am, I'm very easy to speak to.
Yeah. Especially good morning, Keith Clark. I met Keith Clark. I've known him for a while, but I met him just this week, and I asked him to remind me his name, and I said I won't forget it. So morning, Keith Clark.
So I know some of you want to join and you're like a little, should I? Do it.
Do it.
Wendell,
We'll
partner
just
along
have a
the line.
conversation. We'll see you. It's no big deal.
Wendell, partner along the line.
Paul just looks big, but he's a little, he's very timid. He's very harmless.
You would not know how big I am, Wendell.
Just
He's
Let's
a
get
big
busy.
teddy bear male specimen, Wendell.
All right. Lincoln Francis says, hey, how to join? Lincoln, you'll just see Power 102 FM. You'll see the link and you just hit that.
look at Dandy Piggott is online. Let's bring our Dandy in.
Where?
First time Dandy is joining us on YouTube. Dandy,
Biggie Lou, good morning.
Your mic and put on your camera there.
I've seen Orondo, Timothy.
Yeah, I know we spoke with Orondo last week. Eh?
Yeah.
We did speak with
Week before. All right.
Dandy, unmute your mic and put on your camera. Let's talk about those the road network and what's happening by Lady Young Road just for a couple seconds. Because I finally see some progress made in the last few days.
Yeah, actually seen a lot of progress during last week.
Yeah.
Well, I saw well, not in that area, but in the Trinity area where they have that new mall, I see them building a roundabout because
Yes.
I passed there yesterday and there's a big roundabout by Republic Bank there and the new mall to navigate onto the Trinity Main Boulevard. So interesting.
Yeah.
I was always wondering what the hell they were doing there. And now it became very apparent when I passed there yesterday.
I think that's privately done though. I don't think it's the ministry doing that. Is it the ministry doing that?
I have no
Adande?
clue.
Not the ministry. The ministry recommended it.
Oh, okay. So you're frightened to put on your camera, Dandy?
Probably driving.
Yes, I am driving.
It doesn't matter. You still put on your camera. All right. So let's chat with Mr. Timothy. How
Hi,
you
good
doing?
morning. I'm good. Good morning, everyone.
Where are you? Just remind us where you are again.
Arima calling from, video calling from Arima.
Okay.
He's video calling from Arima. Good morning, Mr. Timothy.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Privy Council? You think we should give it up? What's your take?
Yes, it was interesting. This week I was listening to Parliament channel. There was a lady who spoke. I know the Attorney General, then the UNC fella came up. Oh God, that's his name. Yes, the one who Dr. Rowley was mocking his. I can say that's mocking his voice. With Mark, right? It's an independent senator came up and spoke. She was very interesting. That's how she get the whole history and breakdown of the entire situation. She's like a very short English teacher spoke and give you a whole history lesson of the making that adjustment to the CJ. So yeah, I'm in support because it tends to come across. Well, I mean, Richard Ragoobarsingh actually spoke about it. You touched on it this week that the politics keep getting involved, especially when it comes to that. Anytime a certain judgment take place, it always comes to the hand that, okay, you make the judgment. I believe this person look like they lean in PNM side. This person make the judgment, they end up leaning UNC side. So it always had the politics always tainting the entire situation. So yeah. So
What
I
else?
do support.
Yeah. Let's get the view of Adande too now, and I see someone else is also connecting. Adande, what's your view on the CCJ?
Yeah, most definitely we should.
I think you have to put your mouth a little close. Well, let me not say that. But
No, the man is driving. What's wrong with you?
You need to get a little louder.
Yes, most definitely we have to. I think we should drop the Privy Council. I mean, if you look at the course of cases to go there, that's one. And two, we talk about CARICOM, but why we want to be picking and choosing this one Caribbean? And if many of the Caribbean islands are already there, and Trinidad as a leader in the CARICOM in many respects, I think we should also be part of it. And I am aware of the history of why some are against entering the CCJ, but I don't think And most times, I believe in our judicial systems. You know, I think many a times it's free and fair, and I don't know what it is to fear. You know, so I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
All right. We have Lincoln Foxtrot. I think that might be Lincoln Francis.
I think Jamaica is also resistant to joining the CCJ for some reason.
Mr. Francis, Lincoln, you're talking, but we're not hearing you.
Yeah, Lincoln, we're not hearing you at all.
Unmute your mic.
He is unmuted, but we're still not hearing him.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me just say good morning. Rena Buru Jennings, good morning. You're locked on. Karen Sibaran, good morning. Triumph is on, I think. Or Trini something. Whatever that is.
Where you see Karen Sibaran?
Trini J. MBH. Good morning, guys. Enjoy the long weekend. Edwin Marshall. Good morning, gentlemen. America is an angry society.
For sure.
Matura YC. Good morning, fellas. Have a great weekend. So all of this, yeah. Good morning, Karen Sibaran.
Yeah.
Morning, Karen.
I wanted to ask.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. We're hearing you now.
Hi. Apologize.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes. I wanted to ask something concerning the City roundabout. What you guys saying is a private contractor doing the work to the roundabout? Because if I don't know the last time you guys passed there, it's very conservatively small for that amount of traffic, for traffic to be traversing through that area.
No, it's not. It's the specification and standard based on the traffic count. This was properly designed, and the improvements for the.
Yes, go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, this is properly designed. It was actually designed by a consultant in Miami. He's one of the best roundabouts consultants in the world. We've analyzed all the traffic data and also the what major improvement is going to be done with this project is drainage work. I mean, this is the first time that a developer, a land developer, did so much significant infrastructural work to benefit his business. And I don't know if laws are there to give him back or his money. You know, if he will get tax credit from the state or anything of the sort, but it's significant amount of money he's spending there to ensure that his business doesn't adversely impact the existing infrastructure or the existing traffic in that area. He's doing significant work, and the size of the roundabout is appropriate. The number of lanes to the roundabout.
Okay. So what you're saying that the roundabout is being done by a private businessman?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The developer for the
with the blessing of the Ministry of Works and Transport?
Pardon me?
With the blessing of the Ministry of Works and Transport?
Yeah, in order for him to get his approval, this recommendation was made.
Okay.
Is that normal? I've never heard of that being done before.
He said it's the first time.
It happened in other areas, but not this significant amount of infrastructural development, for example. Yeah.
Okay.
So, for example, I mean, the state was doing Cuba Children Hospital, so the infrastructural upgrades on Grand Cooper Main Road and those kind of things. So normally, when we could control the state way more, when courts were trying to put that mega facility in Freeport, courts assisted the ministry with the financing of the infrastructural upgrades there to get that to. So it's a new trend that's taking place in North America.
Is the business the mall that's being constructed there completed?
Pardon me?
Is the businessman is the consortium of the mall that's being constructed there? Is that the person who's doing the work?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we get Lincoln.
But something for Paul.
Go ahead, Adandi.
Yeah, like I think something more should be done whereby the state should be given developers tax credits and those kind of things when they do these type of projects to benefit, because everyone is going to benefit from these infrastructural upgrades, but at whose cost, right? So there's something I find that, and this is a usual practice in North America where developers do these upgrades and they get tax credits and stuff from the state for doing these infrastructural upgrades, and it will help with the traffic congestion as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but I just wanted to say something, because maybe I just have to wait until the project is come to complete. But what just from my observation, when you're coming in from the highway side facing north and you're watching the culverts on both sides, I just find it very narrow. That's just from my observation from when I'm driving. Okay, so
I don't know if you know, in Europe, roundabouts, some of them don't even have culverts.
Yeah, I just looked at it. I just looked at it as a work in progress. I wouldn't prejudge it at this point.
Yeah,
because it looked like they still. You're not so sure how it's eventually how wide it's going to be because the roundabout is under construction now.
Yeah,
I was surprised to see it actually when I passed yesterday. I was like, oh, because I'm often in that area.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, all of this happened, and since last time I was here. So.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, Mega Mouse. Thanks for being locked on and viewing. Lincoln Foxtrot. Can we hear you now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen. I passed by the both roundabouts yesterday. The last caller is very correct. The Twin City roundabout appear to have more roundabout than road. You understand? It appeared to be one lane going around the roundabout, and the roundabout is huge. They could have small the roundabout, make it 2 lanes to accommodate more traffic when peak hours come. The Mova intersection, I was particularly disappointed. I was glad that it's finished, but I was very disappointed in it because I was coming from Sawan and make a left in Mova Junction there to go to the highway. And I believe that ramp that elevation that you had there should have gone straight into an overpass to cross that Mova Junction to go to the Lady Young. It seemed to be a project more catered to deal with the flooding than traffic. You understand?
Well, you might be right. You might be right, but I think, well,
but let's see what Dandy has to say on that, Wendell.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if anyone understands the cost of doing an overpass.
Yeah.
Right? It is significant. Anytime you're going to do grade separation, the cost is going to be totally like quadruple or sometimes 10 times the cost of what was done there. You're going to get some relief because what you have is added capacity, right? The intersection was much smaller than that. The improvements that were made, you're going to get added capacity at the intersection and better traffic control at the intersection. So yes, there is a design to do an overpass there, but what do? Wait until we get X $100 million to execute that and leave the people in that area where the traffic is ridiculous. But this improvement is short term in a sense, but we cannot afford that at this point in time.
Yeah,
I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that. We could afford things when we want to do it, right?
Okay.
If left after that, we would have said, but we can't afford to do the Grand Bazaar flyover. We can't afford. We need to do things to improve the standard of living of the citizens of this country on a daily basis.
And something was done.
That is not going to alleviate the evening traffic at Mova Junction. You're going to still.
And we prejudging, and we also prejudging this a little too early.
All right, let's wait and see. One other traffic situation that needs to be addressed is the morning traffic from Brentwood, Londonville, Shogunas, Enterprise, Kurupe, 500. All these working population have to come down Shogunas Main Road and make a right to go to Port of Spain.
Yeah, I know.
Everything have to come down the Shogunas Main Road and make a right under the flyover So the traffic on a morning to come out of Shogunas Central is ridiculous. At least if you're going south, you could go through the Esplanade there and make a left turn and head south. But to go Port of Spain, we need a bypass, maybe from the 500 from Chuck E. Cheese there. We need a flyover there to allow smooth transition to access the flyover without crossing any intersections. Shogunas definitely need some road improvements to get people out of Shogunas on a morning.
Shogunas is non-stop traffic.
Yeah, Shogunas is non-stop.
I know that turn he's talking about, and I always find it curious that you always have to cut across, but that's going like by KFC there.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to turn right there, and it
Brentwood, 500 Enterprise, Kunupe, everybody have to come at that junction and make a right turn. Say for instance, if you go through the little back roads there to end up on Mono Road and all this stuff. But the immediate Shogunas area, everything has to pass there. It's ridiculous.
You're absolutely right.
All right. I think, Katie, you want to say something? You muted, Katie.
Yeah, actually, it is related as well to the traffic in the Shogunas area, because I have noted that there is a new development going up between, I think it was Price Plaza and Pennywise Mall there. And I mean, I'm looking at that road there that is already very congested in the evening. And another, kind of multi-tenant building is scheduled to be going up there. Work has started on already, but I'm not seeing any improvements in the road infrastructure there because, let's face it, there's only one flyover to get from one side of the highway to the other, which is the Endeavour flyover, unless you go down to the Shogunas flyover, which is, also too very congested at that point in time. And the problem seems to me that the capacity of the flyover is only single lane either direction on the Endeavour flyover, right? So unless we have some sort of other, expanding of that capacity of that flyover or something like that, I mean, it's going to get worse there as well too in terms of being congested.
Are you gentlemen saying the roads in Shogunas too skimpy?
Well, the too narrow, and I think also, I'm also looking at the as well as the development, because I note with interest as well too that the Wali Nagar site has taken all of their land also to doing development, and what used to be used as car park space before, like when they had events like the Wali Nagar, is now no longer available. So I'm wondering when that time comes and they're having the event like the Wali Nagar again, what is going to happen to the traffic area?
Well, the Diwali Nagar people have answered that if they're using up the site to do building.
Apart from that, the Endeavour flyover is one issue, but after you cross the Endeavour flyover, all the vehicles that want to go north has to cross by Medford gas station there and wait for ease for the drivers that have the right away to go to access the road to go to the flyover. So the problem is intersections. If there were no intersections and there were more flyovers, this traffic would flow smoother.
Well, Lincoln, and as we have a dandy, I'm glad you raised that issue by Medford. Why haven't they opened back that access to the highway from the ramp instead of going all the way around to the gas station?
Same problem of crossing a lane that doesn't have, and it's a shorter span between when you make the left on the flyover. It'll be a shorter distance to make the right to go down that ramp there. So I understand that they're bringing the traffic lower down to Medford gas station, but in all, they just need to make a bypass or flyover to access the highway that you don't have to cross an intersection. If the crossing of intersection,
but you're still doing it down by Medford.
And the bad roads right in front of Medford gas station that everybody have to slow down for, that causes the traffic. Two things that causes traffic in Trinidad: bad road and intersections.
And discourteous drivers, because sometimes people don't stop to let you do.
That is true.
No.
So let's say yes. Because there are drivers they crossing an intersection, they cannot go, there's traffic ahead of you, but still you would go up to the intersection and block the intersection.
All right, just now, Lincoln, just now, let's hear Dandy, and Dandy wanted to weigh in and say something.
Yeah, it's demand and supply. That's it. It's not bad roads and intersections. Demand and supply. The number of vehicles trying to traverse the same narrow roadways is where we have the issue, right?
But Adande, according to the last CSO report, the Chaguanas, the Greater Chaguanas area is now the largest urban area in Trinidad and Tobago, with approximately 80,000 plus people, according to the last CSO. So does the Ministry of Works factor that in? Because I think a lot of what Lincoln and Katie are talking about, and the kind of frustration that people in that area go in, is a direct corollary to the fact that it's now the largest urban area in the country.
Yes, most definitely. We have all the data to show, but remember, it's a battle in many respects. You have a cost factor, one. Two, you have a situation where, I mean, I don't like making these statements publicly, but you have a lot of unapproved developments taking place, whereby one, people are not approaching town country planning to control the density of the development. Two, sometimes the regional corporations turn a blind eye to the same developments that are taking place without the necessary approvals with respect to the parking proposal. Someone just spoke about Diwali Nagar. Diwali Nagar is making a change to the facility, and no one is putting a stop to it, if that is true. So you have to, and I heard Richard on many occasions speak about, if you building a shed in the back of your house in North America, the regional corporation, well, the city, the entity in North America, they will come and stop you immediately unless you have an approval. That's how it's supposed to be. So regional corporations also have a part to play. Remember, the roadways are not the true influencer to traffic. It's land uses is what causes traffic. So if you have uncontrolled land uses, because no one drives to go nowhere, and if you have uncontrolled land uses taking place throughout the entire country, obviously.
All right, wait. Adande, you may have accidentally muted yourself. Either that or you're passing by a policeman.
No. I was a phone call coming into the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I was making reference to uncontrolled.
People don't drive to go
Let
nowhere.
me ask a question.
All right. So
yeah. Go ahead, Lincoln.
I see there's a multi-story building going up in the Baraka grounds. Does anybody know what the intent of that building? I'm sure it's public information, but I just have reported.
How do you know that, boy, Lincoln?
Media people, you're in the loop of knowing.
Paul not here. Paul is the man who has his pulse on everything. Hey, look at
Which grounds is that you're talking about? Which grounds?
Baraka.
Where is Baraka grounds? I'm not so sure.
That's international area, right?
Yeah, that's international ground.
Right opposite Diwali Nagar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's where you say the car park is being used.
Well, no, this is on the other side of that road.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're saying people get expanse of land for things and they then start to build on it. They get it for one reason and they're using it for another reason. Well, welcome to Trinidad and Tobago.
No, I mean, I have nothing against development, but I mean, it's whether or not the development is planned and taking into consideration all of the...
All right, hold on. Somebody has on their volume and it's quite confusing.
Yeah, we get enough feedback from your Katie, I think.
Yeah, somebody, yeah.
Okay, no, I have nothing against development, Wendell. It is whether or not, you have done the proper planning for the use of the building and stuff that you're going to be putting up, and taking into consideration how much parking you're going to have to need, and where are these people going to park? Are they going to park out on the road? That's going to cause traffic congestion and all these kinds of stuff. That's really what the issue is.
That's why planning. I said welcome to Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, it's not necessarily planning alone. It's also the fact that most of the regional and city corporations don't have the resources to police the amount of development taking place. They usually have one engineer, if they have an engineer at all, to supervise and check out all the applications that come in. Then you have the underhandedness and the corruption where somebody go take our money and tell you go ahead and do it. Nobody taking you on and all that kind of confusion. So it's a conference of a lot of problems that in a system that's not working effectively.
Go to the head of the class, Mr. Richards.
Yeah, there is not a restaurant, especially in the Woodbrook area. Let's deal with Woodbrook because I'm familiar with it. There is not one restaurant that has developed in the last 10 years in that area that made provision for parking. Not one. Yeah. They depend solely on the streets of Woodbrook for people to park.
All right. Katie, Adande, or is that Orand?
Lincoln.
And Lincoln. And all those that logged on and watching. Thank you so much. This is where we have to leave it. We have to run to our 8 o'clock news. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, we'll do it again next Friday, bring you into the picture, literally.
Interesting discussion, guys.
Yeah, it is.
I finally put a face to that voice called Lincoln. I know that voice very well.
Lincoln, just like Richard, he has a face for radio.
Yeah, he does. He's a heavy contributor on radio stations.
Yeah, we are both handsome guys.
Yeah. Big guy, small guy, morning to you as well. Thank you. All right, chaps. Have a good one. Chat with you. Going to our 8 o'clock news. Be right back. Of course, our 8 o'clock news brief, all powered by Champlain Auto Services.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
The National Trade Union Centre has issued a call to all workers